what is trust, or defining trust, is actually one of the hardest questions. I think it's a funny thing that it's one of those words that we use a lot every single day without always thinking about what it really means or how it works or how important it is in our lives. And the interesting thing is, when I started reading about trust, I was struck by how a lot of people think of it as around certainty and confidence and faith. And it's actually the opposite of that. Like, if you know the outcome of something, if there is no risk, no trust is required. And so the way I define trust is that it's a confident relationship to the unknown. And when you think of it through this lens, you can think of it as the bridge between something certain and something uncertain. And that allows us to place our faith in unknown people, unknown products and services, unknown ideas. It allows us to be vulnerable. It allows us to place our faith in new innovations for society to move forward. So the way trust works, in that it is this almost magic elixir, or this social glue between the known and the unknown, that's stood the test of time since man was man. And the way we actually place our trust, the way we decide someone is trustworthy, there's a science behind that that has stayed consistent. But what's happened is the tools that we use to assess people, or where we give our trust, has become more and more accelerated through technology. Now, that can be a really good thing in that it's enabled all these innovations to flourish, it's enabled marketplaces, it's enabled people to collaborate and connect in ways that we've never seen before. But we're also starting to see the consequences of people giving their trust away too easily. Whether that's a problem, it's a really tricky question, because humans, in a wonderful way, are naturally trusting human beings, right? So we often give someone our trust until they break our trust. And so you could argue you don't want to say to people you should become really skeptical or mistrusting, but there is a degree of skepticism, there is a degree of friction, if you like, that is really healthy in society, and the efficiency that technology creates can be the enemy of trust. So what technology does is it often puts us in this almost automatic mode, and we all do it, right? Like sharing an article based on the headline without reading that article and looking at the source and looking at who wrote it. That's a form of accelerated trust. And so I think technology and technology companies, they have to be thinking of how they actually introduce a little bit of friction, just a little bit of friction, into the product or the service, so that people slow down and they say, do I have the right information to decide whether this person, this thing, or this product, or this company is actually worthy of my trust? And so this is this idea I call a trust pause. And I think many companies are quite frightened of that, because the whole talk around technology is, frictionless and speed, and make it as accelerated and efficient as possible and seamless as possible. So it's a really interesting design, but I also think it's an ethical challenge for companies, because they know how to do this.